Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sports Speak with me, Jared Smith, and alongside me is
Alexis Yoder.
Hi. What's up, everybody?
Jared, you are finally back in State College.
Yes, I am here. I'm in State College, Nittany, Lionville. I'm here at Penn State. I have returned.
Amazing. So, how was your drive? Are you unpacked? What's the deal?
So, my little brother, I shouldn't say little, he's younger. He's like, what, 20 now or something? So, I don't know. He's not like, he's a junior. So, anyway. I don't know. He drove us up, and it was a little scary. Not gonna lie, but no, he did well. He did well. We stopped playing. Yes, he did very well driving up here. And honestly, I packed way too much stuff. I had no idea how much stuff I had up here, but it's okay. I'd rather have everything and bring it a lot up and not have everything I need. So
That's true. It's better to have more than enough clothing options than being like, where is this shirt that I need to wear to match with this outfit? So that's good enough.
exactly.
How far is your drive?
3 hours flat. Like honestly, it's
Oh,
like 3 hours and 4 minutes.
that's not bad. And where were you driving from?
Cheltenham, Pennsylvania. It's a block away from Philly, if you know where it is. It's really close to Penn State, Abington, for reference.
Amazing. Okay, well, welcome back. And in person classes starting on Monday. Do you have any?
Ha! No, I'm
No.
only up here because my mother wanted me to tag along with my younger brother on the drive up. So I'm just gonna be here kicking it in my apartment room all alone. But it's all good. I can watch anime all day. So hey,
Just
I mean, I can't ask for anything better other than a job. But besides the point.
that is besides the point. But we got to make that money somehow, right? Yes, exactly. I have one in-person class and it is once a week on a Tuesday from 2:30 to 5:30, but the professor already emailed and was like, "We're not going to go 3 hours." So, you know what? I'm okay with it.
Was it Ant? Who was it?
And Kaskowski.
It was Ant. I'm not gonna lie. When I was driving up here, I thought I saw a lady that looked exactly like Ann, but it could have been. I don't know what it could have been her. It could have not have been her. Her car was kind of packed, so I was like, "Oh, she's not a student. I would think she lived in the air." Don't know, but hey, and she's a great teacher though.
Shout
I,
out. Let's go. All right, Jared, kick us off with some wins and losses from the past week in Penn State sports. Let's go.
yes, yes. Well, men's basketball took some L's this past week. Tuesday, they played at Michigan State, where they lost 60 to 58. And Sunday, they lost versus Nebraska 62 to 61. They were close games. So, next week, maybe Nittany Lions will pull it out.
Hopefully.
Women's
All
okay.
right.
Women's basketball, they played Wednesday where they lost at Indiana 90 to 65 and Saturday versus Michigan State 78 to 65, also losing that game. Hmm.
Yeah. Well, after this 4-game win streak, I expected this Lady Lion team to come out a lot stronger than they did against these two teams, especially on Saturday. It was their annual Play for K game, and that's usually a game where they come out and they're giving a spirited attempt to win this game. But I mentioned to you before, their first points for the first and the second quarter didn't come until over halfway through both of those quarters. Now, they did outscore Michigan State over the final two quarters, which is
Mhm.
pretty good. They made it a respectable 13-point loss, but, it was out of hand in the first two quarters. They found a way to come back, but they gotta figure out how to play 4 strong, composed quarters of basketball.
Yeah, Nittany Lions, they're going to want to do their next game better. Men's and women's basketball. For women's tennis, Friday they won against Indiana 4-3, but lost to Purdue 4-3 on Sunday. Women's volleyball also had a rough week. Saturday they played at Minnesota and they lost 3-1. And Sunday they also lost 3-1 against Minnesota.
3-2.
Oh, 3 to
Jared,
2. My
we were
bad.
just watching this.
Right, we was just watching this. I know it was good effort. It was good effort by both sides, but Taylor Landfair for Minnesota, career high in kills with 21. Whew.
She was freaking swinging the entire time, and she just knew where to place the ball. Simply put, honestly.
Exactly.
She found where the Penn State players were rotating to, and she put it where they weren't. And honestly, that's all you got to do in volleyball: put it where the other people aren't.
Whoa. It's a little harder than that. Just a little hard. I'm not little. It's a lot harder than
Had a
that.
couple service errors, though, I must say.
Mhm.
But Minnesota also had a really good night from the service line. I think I heard the broadcaster saying that they had like over 10 aces against Penn State.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's
I mean, and also they had that's their eighth game that they were playing, while this was the women's team's third game or fourth game. Fourth game. Their record before
yeah.
this loss today was 2-1. Now they're going to 2-2. So they have more games under the belt as well. Again, Nittany Lineville, they want to bounce back.
Very true. But I think this team is very capable of doing so. They're experienced with Johnny Parker. As you said before, she's got a
Oh,
cannon.
oh, my God. Moving on to men's volleyball. Saturday, they won against New Jersey Institute of Tech 3-1. And Sunday, they lost against the same team 3-9. Again, rough week for the Nittany Lions. But hey, there's more games ahead.
Very true. All right.
Continuing on, women's lax played Sunday their first game against Rutgers 20, and they won 2011. Wrestling also had a meet on Sunday where they won against Michigan 18-13. Penn State was ranked 3 and Michigan was ranked 2. Upset. Yes. And now finally women's hockey played Tuesday where they won against RIT 2-0, and Wednesday where they won also against RIT 7-1.
All right. Thank you, Jared, for our wins and losses in the Penn State sports world. Coming up, we have a special guest to talk with me about women's hockey. Stay tuned. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Sports Speak. I'm here alongside our guest for the week, Brooke Steach. Brooke, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. And Brooke is the women's hockey beat reporter for the Daily Collegian. So we are going to get right into talking about Penn State women's hockey and how they've been doing this season so far. So right now their record stands at 13-1-2, and they haven't suffered a loss so far in 2021. Now, Brooke, before the season started, did you expect the team to be as dominant as they are right now, or even like in the early goings of the season? Did you expect they'd be where they are right now?
Honestly, no. So some people know I am a transfer student. I just started reporting for the Collegian like last semester, and coming in, I was assigned the women's hockey team, and I was so excited to get assigned to a women's team. And I heard some speculation about their season last year, how they were going through some team and personal struggles and with coaches. And I had no idea that the team was going to be this successful. And it's been so great. I mean, I've been to a lot of home games, and it's so exciting reporting in person. And they just dominate every single time. It's so great just to see their success carry on.
Awesome. Yeah, it really seems like they've come together as a team, especially with so many freshmen and new players. And I want to go back to, their only loss of the season was to Syracuse. And Syracuse seemed to be the team that gave the Nittany Lions the most trouble, since that's their only loss of the season. They also tied them. How has the team learned from that series and grown since when they played the Orange?
Definitely. Well, I feel like they come off a lot stronger than they did that game. That game, I remember Coach Cambersall was saying that they started off slow, they weren't getting their shots off right, but ever since then, the team, they just come in right away. And like you said, those freshman standouts, Josie Botton, she's the freshman goalkeeper. She's been doing so great, just like it's unbelievable her amount of save percentages and everything. And they've just been doing a great job all together. Their team chemistry, starting off right away, getting those goals in so quickly and putting that lead up so they don't have to worry about, coming back and scoring a couple goals. It's just crazy how their success has been.
Yeah, and speaking of Josie Button, their top 3 goal scorers are also freshmen, and one leads the team in assists as well. In addition to their goalie Kiara Zanon, is that how you say it?
Zanin, yeah.
Okay. I see her name and Josie, their names really stand out to me. What has it been like, watching those two and the rest of the freshman class play, and what other players in the freshman class have stood out to you?
Well, it's been great. I mean, when I first started going to the games, when I would watch them play, I mean, they were introduced as freshmen on the starting lineup, but when I would watch them play, they just looked like they never missed a beat. I mean, sometimes I think about, wow, their season like is so different with the whole coronavirus pandemic, but they've really come in like I can't tell them apart from seniors. They're so dominant. He did a great job recruiting those freshmen and bringing them in. And speaking of that, a lot of them have played on the U.S. national team prior to coming in this season, which is just great because they're already prepared for the D1 level. But all the freshmen are standing out to me. I would have to say Olivia Walleen and Kiara Zanin, they have the top stats in the CHA. They're always getting awards every week, and Josie Botton. So they would definitely all have to stand out to me drastically. It's crazy, all their stats and how they have a point almost every game this season, each of them. So
awesome. And, obviously you said that COVID has made their freshman season completely different. I'm sure they haven't had, a lot of team bonding time off the ice, like maybe how they would normally have. What other upperclassmen have really stepped up, as leaders, both on and off the ice to, get these freshmen more acquainted to D1 hockey?
I would have to say first, senior captain Natalie Heising. Every time I interview them, the post-game interviews, it's always either her and another freshman, and she's always right next to them saying how, yes, the freshmen are doing so great, but they bring such great team chemistry. It's always a team effort. And Jessica Adolphson, she's also a defender. She really, when I watch them on the ice, she really brings in the whole team together and her passes, and it's just great to see both of those girls bring them in.
Yeah, and one last question I have for you is, what's the rest of the season going to look like for this team? Last couple regular season games and heading into playoffs. What can we expect from these Nittany Lions?
Yeah, well, this coming weekend they play RIT away. So since RIT is standing at the bottom of the CHA, hopefully the Nittany Lions can get another sweep on the road. And then the weekend after that, they play Mercyhurst University. I'm pretty sure that's a away game too. They're sitting in the middle of the CHA. So I'm expecting a sweep for both of those weekends for both of those teams. And then they're going into the CHA tournament, which was just announced that it's in Erie, and Mercyhurst University is hosting that. We're not sure about the schedule yet, depending on the last couple of games, but I can definitely see the Nittany Lions winning the CHA title, which would be in the first time in a very long time. And they're nationally ranked right now, like number 8 in the NCAA. So hopefully with the successful CHA title, they could go on to the NCAA tournament and dominate there.
All right. Well, we'll definitely have to keep an eye on these Nittany Lions on the women's hockey team. Brooke, thank you so much for joining Sports Speak this week. I am happy to have you, and I know Jared is happy that you did this with us as well. We'll check back in with him next because he's on his way to State College right now. Brooke, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed this so much. Thank you.
Ooh, that was a wonderful interview. We're going to continue to keep an eye on women's hockey. But for the games for next week, we have men's soccer Friday at home against Maryland, women's soccer Saturday at Rutgers, and men's lacrosse Saturday at Rutgers. And these are the sports teams who are having their first game of the season. So looking forward to see what they can do and maybe bring some more W's to Nittanyville or not. Yeah,
I love it. Yeah, and it's worth noting that men's and women's soccer obviously usually played in the fall, having a shortened season that's really not their season at all. I mean, they're used to playing in the fall, obviously. So
well,
we'll have to see what
there's
happens.
snow outside, so shoot, I guess it's the right season. It's like no.
We might get some Haluba Hall action for soccer like we did for women's lacrosse earlier this week. So I don't know. We will see, right, Jared?
Exactly. We'll see.
All right. Are we wrapping this up?
We're wrapping it up. All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another wonderful episode of Sports Speak. I'm one of your lavishly lovable Valentine's Loving Day hosts, Jared Smith, and alongside me is
I'm not going to give an extravagant description of myself. I'm Alexis Yoder. Thank you guys for tuning in. Stay safe and bye.
in the comments. Like if you like my shave, because I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it or not, but it's all good. Stay safe, everybody. Have a good one.